Welcome back to another video. It's Wednesday evening, it's 6:20. It is quite late for me to now be starting. I've got SBD today. We've moved my training days around, so I don't think I've really spoken about this in tons of detail. Essentially before comp, I was doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and I've been on that split for a long time. There's also a plane going off overhead, so I'm just gonna pause until that's gone. I swear, every single time I do this session, a plane goes over the garage, like every single time. And it's the most annoying thing because even since moving my training days, this is still happening on this session. So the reason we changed my training days is because Mondays for me are super busy with work. They are my nutrition check-in day. I usually have at least 2-3 programs to write on a Monday, as well as just general replies and stuff with clients. But it is because of the nutrition check-ins in particular, it is by far my busiest day. So previously, what I was doing was I was working crazy long hours, stressing about when I was going to train, getting my training in super late, not getting home until like 9:30, 10 from the gym when I do my accessories. And then on Tuesday, I've got it used to be just squats and deadlifts on this day, but it's a longer session. But equally, any workflow, like admin type stuff I wasn't able to do on the Monday would then cross over onto the Tuesday's to-do list, and Tuesday would end up being another super long work day. And I just felt like I was catching my tail. So then by Wednesday, when work was a little bit quieter and it was mostly just replies and stuff I had to do and like basic admin type bits, I was then like burnt out on a Wednesday and exhausted and felt like I had to almost have like a Wednesday mostly off and it would just be a replies day. And it just wasn't great. And I was almost like exhausting myself before the week even began. So spoke to Lewis post-comp, well actually the morning of comp to be fair, but we kind of hinted at it before comp anyway, about changing my training day. So Monday was a rest day because Monday is always going to be nutrition check-in day. My nutrition, like I've had more inquiries and stuff to start in the new year, like nutrition check-in day is a busy day. It's only going to get busier as my roster continues to grow. So seems silly trying to fit in a training session on a Monday right now. So basically what we decided to do was just shift everything back a day. So then Monday, like this week was so good. This is the first like proper normal week, I guess, because last week I was playing catch up from annual leave. So yeah, this week, already I can see the difference. Like Monday was a super chilled work day. I actually finished work by 6, and then I was like, I actually have an evening. Whereas before when I finished at 6, because obviously my work day hasn't changed, I actually get an evening now on a Monday, and it was just really nice. And I actually used it to kind of make sure all my YouTube videos were up to date, so I could empty my camera and just kind of, get myself in a really good position for the rest of the week. And I just chilled in front of the TV with Zuko while I was on my laptop, like making content and stuff for the week as well. And it was just a really nice chilled evening. So then yesterday was pretty good as well. Like it's fairly late night, but it's always going to be fairly late when I have to train on a Tuesday. But my work day was a little bit shorter because I managed to get more of the admin type stuff done on Monday. So I finished work in decent time. And today is a long day. Today has been busy, but not in a, like, I'm not catching my tail because in the back of my mind I'm like, I only have one busy day now where I'm going to be finishing late, and that's also because of other like personal stuff that happened and I had to sort out today as well. So it's just generally been a little bit more behind today. But that means tomorrow is a rest day, or I have got a podcast in the evening. But tomorrow is going to be a pretty chill day. I'm hoping to finish work in a reasonable time. I need to take my car to the garage because it's getting looked at on Friday, and then got my podcast in the evening at 7, I think. So I'm going to have plenty of time to chill between finishing work, taking my car to the garage, like podcast and everything. And the podcast I'm really looking forward to because it's like more of a casual, like chatty episode. Changing my training day seems to have been very, very good in terms of just like the quality of my days, allowing me to still have time to relax and things. So pretty happy with that. I don't think there's anything else. I just hit my hand really hard on the deadlift rack. I don't think there's anything else to update you guys on. The last video is fairly long, so I'm going to keep this one a little bit shorter. Got squats, bench, and deadlift today. So this is the day where we added bench to, so I'm now benching 4 days a week. I am squatting in flats, and I had a moment yesterday where I was like, because I went a little bit heavier on bench yesterday than I was going to, although I still stuck to the RP, so I'm happy with that. I'm quite happy to continue pushing bench, but I had a moment where I was like, right, you're adapting to flats for squats, you're adapting to 3 days per week, you're really refining your sumo technique right now. Like you should not be pushing, there's another plane going overhead, but I'm just gonna finish talking. You should not be pushing crazy hard on squats or deadlifts this block. Like just chill, refine things, and then you can start to push again. So I've got 2 triples. I've got a triple at RP5 and a triple at RP6 on a tempo 3-second descent on those. And last week I did 140 and 150. So this week I'm just going to increase it by 5 and do 145, 155 just to try and get flats feeling a little bit better. I'm so sorry for the background noise here. And then I've got 3x7 descending sets. I think I'm going to do like 140, 130, 120. And then I've got 3x5 at a set load of 85 on bench, which is super sub max. And then I've just got 4x2 paused at 140 on sumo. Really just going to focus on refining my positioning and getting myself like in a good position off the floor and being consistent with that. Then I've got to go to the gym and do accessories, got hamstring curl, adductor, weighted planks. Now I will say my left hamstring glute issue that I've had for a long time is feeling quite bad right now, and I do think hamstring curls are going to irritate it. So it's supposed to be like 2 AMRAPs with 2 reps in reserve. I'm probably going to absolutely sandbag and literally just do like 20-25 kilos and just do like super slow controlled, get blood flowing to the area, not even RP6. And I'm going to chat to Lewis about potentially either taking it out or just keeping it sandbagged for a bit, just because I think it's good to have in for the blood flow. My hamstrings do need to get stronger, but this irritation is not great. So yeah, need to sort that out. And then yeah, adductor machine, weighted planks, super easy, super short accessories tonight. I'm doing half an hour of cardio every time I go to the gym though, so I did half an hour last night, I'm going to do half an hour tonight, just literally steady state. Yesterday we did 15 minutes on the cross trainer at the start, 15 minutes on the bike at the end. We'll probably just follow that for now and then potentially try and increase like the intensity a little bit as we get used to doing it, but for now that will do. Anyway, gonna stop talking, gonna get this session done because it is very cold here.
Okay. I see across the room, X marked on the spot, everybody tryna zoom. This is casual, another night with the wolves, but how she be dealing with them? She's a damn professional. Making plays for, don't need to be told, yeah she knows. Got these fellas down bad and everybody else mad. Adrenaline rush, leaving them in the dust, now they converting the stands. The world is in her hands now, she's living in my head rent free, burning through my long-term memory. Everybody racing in a Grand Prix, they know if they don't take a chance now. Feeling stay woke, no sleep, run it back real slow, is that a wing? She's cold as ice, sugar-coated lies with the honey trap eyes. She's dangerous, she's dancing with intention. She's got everyone's attention, she knows she's dangerous. They wanna get a number on a roulette. Tryna find an opening, roll the dice, cold sweat running down my neck. She be on the next victim, get caught in a web. Got these fellas spending all they got left. She be keeping the score like a follow ratio. Got these fellas praying to the Lord for a glimpse of any hope. She bad, she broke, straight unpredictable, straight irresistible. She got me in a slow, she's living in my head.
Okay, so session is complete. Overall, it was a decent session. I'm still kind of getting my mojo back post-comp. Like, sessions are taking a little bit longer. By the end, I'm kind of feeling not necessarily sluggish, like my energy is up, but mentally I'm just not quite as in it. But I will say I was really looking forward to sumo tonight because there was a different focal point, which I'll get to in a sec. But I'm also out of breath because I've literally just put the bar down. Squats felt okay. I actually widened my stance today because something's felt off since going back to flats, apart from just the normal getting used to going back into flats. Like for me before, the switch back to flats was always quite easy. I'm just gonna sit on the floor so I don't hold the camera. Yeah, the switch back to flats was always relatively simple for me, and it kind of didn't feel it today. So, well, not today, this time. And usually when I've gone like from heels straight back into flats, it's not really needed much of an adjustment period, whereas this time I feel like it needs a bit more of one. So I was like, well, what is it that's not feeling right? And it's kind of just partly a mobility thing, I think, and like a confidence thing. So I was like, well, with 70 when I was warming up, I was like, okay, I'll just play around with my stance a little bit. And I went a little bit wider, and it actually felt pretty solid. I do think long-term, narrow or narrower will be stronger for me. But I also think at the moment, I'm generally like, I'm feeling very heavy in my frame. And I think a little bit of weight loss will definitely help with leverages and making narrow squats a little bit easier. But yeah, overall, it's just like, I think when my ankles get used to flats again as well, it will just be a little bit better. And I think gradually it'll just naturally narrow itself anyway. But for now, I think I'm just gonna stick with ever so slightly wider. Obviously need to run that by Lewis. But squats were fine. Sevens, I think I undershot them. I did 140 for my first set, then 130, 120. The 140 was supposed to be an RP6 and it really wasn't, but I'm not fully mentally in it. I mean, I am. I don't know how to explain it. It's just post-comp, right? Like I'm aware I don't need to push super hard this block, so I'm just kind of easing myself through it. But there is plenty of room for those sevens. Like that 140 was easy, and it does take a few weeks to adjust to sevens. Like I've not been doing that many reps for a while, but they felt good, and the tempo squats also felt good. So happy with squats. Bench was super light anyway. It's so funny to me. Like I read 3x5 at 85. I'm like, oh, easy, get it done in like 5 minutes, which I did get it done really fast. But I'll do my first set, and I'm like, 85 shouldn't feel like this, just because I have the fatigue left over from yesterday, which is like my previous video, if you've watched that, which is secondary bench day, and it was relatively heavy. Obviously sweet too, so it wasn't like heavy, but I've also got upper accessories after as well. So my upper today is fairly fatigued, and I'm still adapting to having that bench day today. It's fine, it all moved fine, and actually each set felt better. And then sumo, so focal point for sumo, we're trying to teach patients off the floor, which is why I've got pauses. But Lewis wants me to, if anyone's watched Italian sumo lifters or sumo deadlifters, there's a certain style that a lot of Italian lifters have, and it's so visually satisfying to watch. And when he said to me that that's what he's hoping we can get to for me, and he thinks it will suit me, I was like, yes, like I want that. It's just a really satisfying thing to watch. And essentially, we want to try and teach me that. And the big focal point for today was basically just keeping my head up a little bit more, which I think definitely helped with my overall positioning, basically. That was kind of not the point, like long term, that's the goal of my sumo. But today it was just, for me, focusing on keeping my head up a little bit more, just to keep my positioning a little bit more solid, more consistent, and actually every single set felt really good, felt miles better than last week, and it was 10 kilos heavier, so happy with that. And yeah, sumo felt good. The only thing that didn't feel good, so I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the video, my hamstring glute issue has been feeling worse, so I think I did. And I've got hamstring curls tonight, and I was going to take them really easy, like sandbag them, and I'm still going to. But I did 70 for my first warm up, and I couldn't tell if I was cramping or if something was like really irritated, like at the bottom of my glute, top of my hamstring, which is where the kind of issue kind of starts and stems from. But the issue for the last couple of weeks has been really extending into like the whole of my hamstring, like back of my knee. And it's been feeling worse today because I sat at my desk for like 5 hours straight today without standing up, and that was a big mistake. But when I did 70, I was like, am I about to get injured? So I was like, I'm going to just take it slow. Probably not quite as hydrated as I should be either, which obviously makes me more prone to cramping anyway. I actually sat on the foam roller for a bit and just really gently rolled it and just tried to ease it that way. Went up to 120 for my second warm-up, and it felt okay. Like, I'm very aware of it now, but I was very aware of it before I started training, so it's not a problem, it's not an injury, it's just something that I need to kind of get on top of now, because if it continues to get worse, that's going to be a problem. The annoying thing is my standing desk at home is actually broken, so I can't stand and do all of my work. Like the wire, I think Zuko chewed the wire, but when my dad's, one of his friends is an electrician who's done all the electrics in our house, and there are a couple of other things he needs to come back and do, and one of those things I'm going to ask him is if he can try and fix the wire, because it did start sparking, so I'm not going to touch that. But anyway, I basically need to make a conscious effort to stand more, which I will do, but yeah, anyway, gonna stop talking, gonna wrap the video up here. Basically need to just keep on top of my hamstring, but overall it's a really good session. I'm feeling happy. Feels good to have a couple of sessions where my nutrition's actually been on point as well. Like, I've been having pre-workout smoothies the last 2 sessions, and I seem to have like a good level of energy with that, so I'm going to keep going with that for a while, and see how we go. I wasn't sure if it would sit too heavy, because sometimes when you have like something like yogurt or a smoothie or something like that, it can just sit quite heavy in your stomach when you train, but I actually found it was pretty good. Had it about an hour before I started, probably finished drinking about half an hour today. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. I'm just talking now. So thank you if you made it to the end. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in a few days for the next one.
Burning through my long-term memory. Everybody racing in a Grand Prix. They know if they don't take a chance now, feeling stay woke, no sleep. Run it back real slow. Was that a win? She's cold as ice, sugar-coated lies with the honey trap eyes.